The story begins with Isabel, a young woman heading to the airport to catch a flight for work. She seems like a regular passenger, relaxed and unaware that this trip will be anything but normal. After boarding the plane, she struggles to place her bag in the overhead compartment until a man seated nearby steps in to help her. That small gesture sparks a casual conversation between the two. As the flight settles, their small talk turns into a discussion about work. The man reveals that he is a classical music critic, someone whose job is to judge performances for a living. Wanting to keep the conversation going, Isabel mentions that her first boyfriend was also involved in classical music. His name was Gabriel Pasternak. The moment she says the name, the man freezes. He immediately recognizes it and explains that Pasternak once submitted what he considers the worst musical theory he had ever reviewed. Not only did he destroy the theory in his critique, but his review effectively ended Pasternak's career. Isabel is stunned. She admits that she was still dating Pasternak at the time and remembers how he locked himself in his room for 3 days after the review was published. Their conversation catches the attention of an elderly woman sitting nearby. She turns around and casually adds that Pasternak was once her student in high school. According to her, he wasn't particularly talented or successful at anything, but he was certainly memorable. The coincidence is strange, but it doesn't stop there. A young man seated a few rows ahead recognizes the old woman as his former teacher. He then admits that he went to the same school as Pasternak and used to bully him. At this point, the music critic starts sensing a disturbing pattern. He stands up and asks the rest of the passengers if anyone else knows someone named Gabriel Pasternak. Almost everyone raises their hand. That's when things take a darker turn. The passengers realize that none of them actually paid for their tickets. Some won them in lotteries, others received them through work assignments, including Isabel. When asked how her relationship with Pasternak ended, Isabel reluctantly admits that she cheated on him with his only friend, who is also sitting on the plane. It becomes painfully clear that every single passenger on the plane has wronged Gabriel Pasternak in some way, and that this flight was carefully planned. Panic spreads through the cabin as people realize they have all been brought together for a reason. Moments later, a terrified flight attendant rushes out and reveals the truth. Gabriel Pasternak is the chief cabin crew member on this flight. She explains that he personally forced her to work this route. Even worse, the pilots have stopped responding, and the cockpit door is completely locked. As the plane begins to descend, chaos erupts. A man identifies himself as Pasternak's former therapist and desperately tries to intervene. He pounds on the cockpit door, begging Gabriel to stop, apologizing and even offering to refund the money Pasternak spent on therapy. He tries every possible angle to calm him down, but there is no response. The therapist then makes a shocking revelation. Pasternak's parents are not on the plane. He claims this might convince him to reconsider, but at that exact moment, the scene cuts away. We see an elderly couple peacefully relaxing by the pool at their home, enjoying a quiet afternoon together. These are Gabriel Pasternak's parents, the only people not on the plane. In the distance, they hear the faint sound of an approaching aircraft. At first, they don't pay much attention to it until they look up. That's when they realize the plane is flying straight toward them. The story ends just seconds before impact, leaving the rest to our imagination.